Alright. So Beyblade Burst has a wide range of lovable characters. Hell, I just made a video on why everyone loves Free, which you should totally watch by the way. But, not every character that is lovable gets the same treatment. In fact, lots of characters get done dirty by the writers. Introducing the topic of today's video, Daigo Kurogami, who is one of my most requested characters people wanted me to talk about. A character with great potential, but unfortunately the writers just gave him one whiplash after the other. So enough talking, let's start the video. So Daigo is part of the OG cast, appearing in the early part of the first season. Back when Daigo and Waki Yab would hang out for like 2 episodes, and then just kinda stopped. Yeah, good times. In his first major appearance he is a straight badass, taking out this random in one hit. In his second appearance he comes off as a cunning asshole, pretending to admire Volt's bay, but then crushing it in his hand, effectively pissing off Volt, showing a character who is good at emotionally manipulating his opponent. Though under that facade of being an asshole, he is actually something entirely different. A caring brother. Daigo has a younger brother who is ill, and he visits every day. The reason he wins, the reason he pisses Volt off, so he can play worse, is all for him. So he can make his brother happy as he watches Daigo win. But of course how is he gonna win a bay battle without a bay? Daigo uses Dark Doom Sizer, also called Death Sizer in the Japanese version. It is an attack type that has a heavy disc meant for knocking bays off balance. And not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite bays from season 1. From the design to the avatar, everything is so good. But of course he doesn't keep the promise to his brother as he gets his ass beat by Volt. Though after getting beat he becomes part of our main cast and is presented as the more logical one of the group. So while being part of the group he's in more of an intermission state. He trains with the group, watches the battles and all that stuff. He also participates in the battles with sword flames, though he gets packed up in the first battle. However, as we fast forward in the series, we get a battle that gives us a deeper dive into Daigo's character. And surprisingly, makes us like him even more. During the qualifiers for the international tournament, Yugo faces off against Daigo. In this battle Daigo does something that not a lot of characters in Beyblade do. Cheat. In the battle Daigo's blood sugar goes low, so he can't launch properly. Then the dark side of him tempts him to cheat. Of course Daigo doesn't want to do it. But the temptation gets him and he cheats by blinding Yugo with a launcher, winning the battle. Though the guilt eats him up. The disrespect, the dishonor, the pride Daigo lost eats him up. Even after cheating, he still has a part of his integrity intact. Doing the right thing, he tells the entire Sword Flames team that he cheated. And Yugo pops off at Daigo as if he wasn't gonna lose regardless. Not only that, but he temporarily leaves Beigoma Academy Bay Club. He's that ashamed of himself. He stained his pride, he stained his integrity. Despite what has happened, this is not the end of Daigo. After some encouragement from Shu, he joins back in Beigoma Academy, continuing to train with the group in preparation for the international tournament. Unfortunately he doesn't have any memorable battles in the international tournament. But don't worry. If you think he didn't do much in the first season, then let me introduce you to Beyblade Burst Evolution. Actually, why am I introducing y'all to it? It is commonly regarded as the best Beyblade Burst show. Anyways, Daigo appears a bit later in the show with a new bay, Killer Death Sizer. And he was not kidding when he said killer, cause he proceeds to pack up Volt and Rantaro in their first battles. This is because of his new special move, Double Strike. As the name suggests, Death Sizer can do 2 hits in 1 strike. Yeah, now you get what the ability does. He also has a new special move called Hunt Launch, which is basically just a faster Quake launch. You know what's funny about Killer Death Sizer? It's pretty cool in the anime, but apparently it's hot dog shit in real life. If you've watched Left Burst video you know what I'm talking about. But the same double hit move in the anime is what makes it so bad in real life. I just find that so hilarious. But later in the episode Daigo packs up Volt for a 3rd time, once again using his emotional intelligence to make Volt mess up. Eventually Volt gets his get back. But this isn't the only time Daigo is a straight badass. Everyone from Beigoma Academy, except Ken, goes on a search for Shu, since he's missing. When the group is searching for him in Brazil, Daigo has to go against someone with a copy of his bay. So, they have the same abilities and power. The one thing that isn't the same is the wielder of the bay. And that is what determines who wins this battle. And we all know what's about to happen.
No no fear! What's this? Unleash your hidden power! Go!
Absolute cinema. Granted, I kinda wish Daigo got a new move here, but nonetheless this moment was still badass. Now, here is the moment where Daigo got robbed. Joshua against Daigo. Few things you should note in this battle. The first is that Joshua is part of the Big Five, so he cannot be taken lightly. The second is that Joshua does this thing where he purposely lets his opponents get the first round, then destroys them in the second round. Though Daigo is too smart for this. He is aware that Joshua does this. So in the second round, Daigo actually puts up a good fight against Joshua. For once Joshua was actually scared he was gonna lose. But sadly, in the end Joshua wins. Many fans including myself believed that Daigo should have won this. He put his all into this battle. He used every bit of strength he had into beating Joshua just to lose. And it would have been a smart way for Daigo to win. Cause if Daigo won this battle it would have been through a ring out finish, not a burst. Joshua would have lost through his arrogance. So if Daigo won this battle, it would have been through using Joshua's cockiness against him, which perfectly captures Daigo's intelligence. And it's not like Daigo's team would have won, cause Free would just destroy them, like he did earlier. So it's not like Daigo winning would have changed much. The first sign of Daigo's wasted potential. But you know what pisses me off more than him losing to Joshua? It's something not a lot of people talk about. How in the actual did Kyuza make it to the Bladers Cup, but Daigo didn't? Kyuza, who has taken nothing but straight ass beatings this whole journey, made it into the Bladers Cup, but Daigo didn't. The same Daigo who almost beat part of the Big Five, and was a captain of a team who made it to the semifinals. This was a perfect opportunity for Daigo to get his get back against Joshua, and even face off against Shu. But no, let's put in Kyuza, who wins only one battle out of the whole goddamn tournament. Yeah, I'm never gonna stop hating on Kyuza. But unfortunately that wraps up Daigo's run on Evolution. The pure definition of wasted potential. Anyways, he doesn't make an appearance in Turbo nor Rise. Now Rise I understand, but I feel Daigo could have made a small cameo in Turbo. There were multiple characters in Turbo that made small cameos. Daigo could have been one of them. But I won't lash them too much on not making a cameo for Daigo. But, Surge is where Daigo comes back with a fresh new bae. Hollow Death Sizer. And since he's in the manga he must be in the anime. Oh, hold up, I'm getting a phone call. Hello. Oh wow. That's pretty disappointing. Thanks for telling me, talk to you later. So Daigo isn't in the sparking anime. What? What the hell do you mean he's not in the sparking anime? We were already at a good start with Silas returning, why couldn't we do the same with Daigo? Sigh. After this Daigo doesn't get any evolutions, so he is excluded from Quad Drive and Quad Strike. At least as a main character. So, that wraps up Daigo's run on Beyblade Burst. One of the most wasted characters in Beyblade Burst. However, I believe there's a character that got done even dirtier than Daigo. So stay tuned for that. But if you want to add on to what I said, or have a different opinion, let me know in the comments. But that is all I have for today. See you in the next video, and have a great day.